Amina, and I'd like to welcome you on to Freestyle Conversation. I hope that you're truly well, because it's really my concern. Well, if you're looking to be cheered up, get motivated, get to relate to real life experiences, then this is a channel you need to subscribe onto. Kindly subscribe, and your comments and likes are highly appreciated when you do leave them. Thank you very much, and I'll see you right back. Hello, welcome. And today's topic is about cooking. As I said on my headline, actually, I never liked cooking. So, well, if you don't like cooking, join the club. Well, so before I start, I want to ask, what is your favorite food? And do you know how to prepare it? So there's a funny story of when we went back way back in school. They would ask you when we're doing comprehension, comprehension and composition. So composition, you are asked to write on certain topics. So they would often ask in question 1 or 1A, they would ask you, what is your favorite food? And then, these girls who would like to show off and all in the class would start writing down, all these fancy foods. And then the B, unknowing to them, is describe describe the preparation process. And now that's where the wahala comes in. So they go right back to question A, change all their answers, and put there some simple food, All right, so cooking is important. Like I told you, in my case, I never liked cooking, but cooking is important because it helps you to live an independent life. You don't have to be dependent on others, some way, somehow helps you with independency. And then it provides food. You are able to provide food for your family and the people under your care. Okay. If you're from Africa, you do know that it's considered that every woman, every female must know how to cook, because we are considered homekeepers, right? So we take care of the home, and for that reason, you have to know how to cook. And then, what else? It is a pride of an African woman. Now, I put there an African woman because things are quite different over here, okay? I mean, when you live abroad. So the question is, should everyone know how to cook? And why is it restricted to only women? It is, why should it be restricted to only women? In my home, my mom never had that, differences, or she'll tell you that, the guys, the males in the, the male in the family, the males in the family are supposed to do this, and the females are supposed to do that. We all did everything that everybody was doing. So I would read, I would fetch water, I would do all that is considered, masculine jobs or household chores, and then my brother will also do vice versa, So personally, I don't think it should be restricted to only women. I don't know your take on that. I think everybody in the family should know how to cook. It is only probably the responsibility of the woman to do more of the cooking. However, in the absence of the woman, or when she is occupied with other things, I think men should also step in and do the cooking. So that's my take. I don't know what yours is. All right. And then also recommendation. Well, usually we start learning how to cook from an early age, even before you get to the teenage years. But let's say ideally it starts from the teenage years. So people learn how to cook from different ages, but back in Africa, that is what we do. We learn as early as our teenage years, or when you know that you are taking up responsibilities and household chores in the home. So yeah, now I want to share my story. I didn't like cooking. I hated it. I hated it for so many reasons. First of all, I'm the last one in the family. And for that reason, if my sister cooks, or if, let's say, my brother cooks or my mom cooks, I am always the one to do the cleanup. I didn't want to take up that responsibility in order for me to cook and also clean up. I mean, it wasn't fair. So everybody should stick to some sort of specialization, isn't it? So I would do most of the house cleaning and all the, other jobs apart from cooking. And then my mom and my sister will always complain that I didn't like cooking. But for me, it was a strategy. Also, was because every time I made an attempt to cook, it probably didn't go well because my mom would always go like, no, there's too much salt, or there's little pepper, or the food is not well cooked, it's too reddish, all that. And I didn't want to be hearing all that. If you knew how to cook, just go ahead and cook and let me do the other things. So I didn't really like cooking. Now there was one instance where I was asked to prepare T-zit. Now I'll show you a picture of T-zit. So the white one you see in there is the T-zit. Now, if you go to Ghana, people just say T-zit and they add the soup. They think the soup with the T-zit is actually considered T-zit. No, so when you mention T-zit, which is tuo zafi, and for short is T-zit. Now, if you mention T-zit, I think it's with that soup, but it's not with the ayoyo soup. It comes with different soups. So you have to say T-zit and ayoyo soup. You don't just limit it to T-zit and assume it's ayoyo. Okay, so that's something you have to learn. Also, so I was asked to prepare the T-zit itself because we already had the soup. And in my anger, because they know I don't like cooking, but this one I was forced to go and cook it. So whilst I was cooking the thing, if you know how to prepare T-zit, you know that when you do the corn mixture, the powdered corn mixture solution, and it boils, on the fire, you have to collect some and put aside before adding the powder. And then when you are done, when you're done mixing the powder with the solution that you had in the bowl, then you add the one that you set aside just to help it soften it to your dessert. Okay, but I was so angry I forgot to actually collect some of the solution. So I was still doing it and I realized that no, I missed out. Then I went to collect cold water. If you ever miss out on that, you have to use warm water. But I use cold water. I didn't know. And this thing became hard with a lot of lumps and all. Oh my goodness. So my mom came in and she was giving me all the praise, oh, my daughter is cooking. Oh yeah. Did you remember to set aside some of the, the corn solution? And I was like, no, I was busy. Like, so I'm in a hurry to get it done. And then my mom just stopped in her tracks. Growing up, I told them that I wanted to be an air hostess, okay? Funny thing is, even the word, I didn't know the correct pronunciation, so I'll say air hostess. I guess the whole cooking thing and my perception of what it was more stressful. So I told my mom, I had to explain it to my mom, and I said, oh, those people that serve in the planes, I had never sat in the plane, but the people that served in the plane and cooked on the plane. And so my mom came in. As soon as she stopped in her tracks, she just went like, is this what you said you be cooking in a plane and all? You rather be cooking in a bicycle? Oh my goodness. I wish I was the only person who heard this. I didn't know my sister was lingering around when she heard my mom's frustration. And as soon as she heard that particular phrase, oh my goodness, that was a tease for a very long time. She kept laughing, and that is how I lost my passion for air stress. Okay, so that was it. I always had this inferiority complex that I like in the area of cooking because I thought I wasn't good enough. And it went on and on and on and on, and oh my goodness. And every time I was forced to cook, my goodness, I will pray. And as soon as it goes well, oh my goodness, come and see the way I'll be giving Thanksgiving. But if it doesn't go, then I just remember that, oh, I forgot to pray, So yeah, it was hard. It was very embarrassing because Every now and then, my sister would just bring up the topic in the midst of her friends. But I think she was just doing that so that the more I felt ashamed, I would, probably be motivated to learn it. But it rather built some kind of defensive mechanism for me that I said, no way, I'm not even going to learn it, and I'm not even going to cook for them anyways. So um, I had a turnaround when I finally had opportunity to go to the university where I was on campus. And on campus, you have to cook for yourself. And then I will cook, and then some of my roommates will come around and like, oh, your food tastes nice, or it tastes nice, and all that. That's where I built my confidence. And I realized that I could actually cook. And I knew deep down in me that I could cook, but um, it was unnecessary for me to just show it off to my family or something. So when I cooked on campus and people were like, my roommates were, giving me praises for the food that I'd cooked and those things, it boosted my morale the more. But even when I came home on vacations, I was still reluctant to cook because I didn't want any judgment from my mom or my sister and all. So that was it. But I still practiced it when I was on campus, and that's how I had my turnaround. So subsequently, following the other years, I still didn't really do much of cooking in the house, but at least my mom got to know that I knew how to cook. It was just the desire to constantly cook that wasn't there. So so yeah, that was my experience. Now, what are the benefits of cooking? I would say it's cost saving. If you continually buy food from outside, it's quite expensive for most of us. That once in a while, you try to buy food from outside, it's expensive. And then also you are able to control what you eat because you know what you've put in there. It helps with healthy eating and dieting. So you are able to also control your weight because you know the amount of fat in there, the proportion of all the nutrients that you put in there. So and it's an art, and it's also therapeutic. You as you do this, it kind of refreshes your mind. It brings some kind of joy that you've created something. And that is what I think. So have I motivated you to start cooking? I hope I have. Well, how can I encourage you more? Now, I would like to say, first of all, I think you should have a very good kitchen setup. If you have everything in place, it's not now that you're looking for the knife. When you make it more stressful for you to find things to be able to complete the meal that you are not even passionate about cooking, it makes it even worse. So yeah, so have a very good kitchen setup. I'm happy to have a kitchen like this now because back then, if you live in Africa, you know that you have to go and look for a ladle, in some basket. And I mean, it's not all, but that was when I was growing up. That was the kind of kitchen we had. But now, thanks to this more modernization and stuff, most kitchens are just like the one behind me and stuff. So it makes it more fun to cook. Have a little passion, just a little passion, not so much. We are all not born to be chefs and all. So have a little passion in there. You can also watch on YouTube. Now the problem with YouTube is if you don't have the fundamentals, some of the things you may cook to look like what you saw on YouTube, but unfortunately may not taste as was portrayed. And also invite someone who is closer to you to help you cook. Okay, somebody you are comfortable with to help you cook, somebody who wouldn't be scrutinizing and judging you, wrongly and all, but somebody who will encourage you. So, and lastly, practice, practice, practice. As you continue to practice, I tell you, you yourself will be amazed at what you have been cooking lately. You go like, did I cook this? And people will be giving you praise, and you feel happy about it. And even if nobody's praising you, you have seen the progress that you have made. So that is what I'm saying. So in conclusion, I would say you don't necessarily have to be an expert at cooking, but try at least to know your way around the kitchen. Okay, so thank God now I cook and my family appreciates my cooking. And I knew what time it was going to get there. So don't pressurize yourself. Don't feel embarrassed. You can do it. All you have to do is just have a little spark of passion, you know, or desire to cook. And you'll be surprised. You'll be surprised after a few practices. Okay, all right, so thank you very much for watching this video. If I have inspired you to, you know, be your best, if you're not there yet, you can get there. So hooray. Thank you for watching my video. I'll come your way once again with another interesting one. If you have not subscribed, please do, and if you have any comments, kindly do, and I'll reply you promptly. Like the video if you do, and share with friends. Thank you very much. As I always say, you're important. That's why you're in this world. Be yourself, love yourself, and respect others. I'm out.